a seat. Oh my God, I am so excited to be seeing another year on this earth. Thank God for allowing me to see this time. And honestly, the only thing that I wanted for my birthday is to have this procedure so that we can move forward in our family planning process. And so I am so happy to report that I'm 6 days out of surgery and I feel fantastic. I will say that on the day of surgery, I had my surgery on Friday, September the 10th. It was scheduled for 12 noon. I basically checked in. You do your vital signs and all that good stuff. By the time I kissed my husband and he went to the waiting room, they wheeled me out. I sat on the edge of the bed, answered a few questions, identifying who I was, making sure I was coherent enough to know what type of surgery I was going to undergo. They told me to lay down. They put the little suction over my nose and mouth and told me to breathe deep in, deep out. Next thing you know, I woke up in a chair. So that's just how seamless the process is. The staff make you feel so comfortable. The ladies there, Dr. Monteith, the anesthesiologist, everybody just kind of does a really good job on explaining everything to you and making sure that you don't have any questions. I will say that I was nauseated and lightheaded in the recovery room. You can't eat or drink anything for 6 hours after your surgery. Also, midnight the night before, you can't eat or drink anything. And so I felt very weird, but that happened to me before whenever I had my tummy tuck in 2016. So it didn't last very long. Honestly, by the time we made it back to the hotel room, I felt fine. I didn't feel nauseated. I still could not walk on my own and I still felt very dizzy, but in terms of like the nausea, I didn't feel that. I felt some weird flutters and weird movement after surgery. You do cramp a lot. It's almost like you're having contractions, honestly. And I felt that for the whole day, rolling into the night. So luckily my husband was very good about being on top of my schedule with my medications. We alternated between the ibuprofen and Percocet. I was prescribed that for pain. And then at night, right when I was getting ready to go to sleep, I was able to take one of each. So that helped me sleep through the night. And then by the time I woke up from my nap, it had passed the 6 hours and I was able to eat. I know they kind of advise you to slowly progress into eating, like start with jello and soup, but I was hungry, so I had wings, I had cheesecake. I just did way too much, but I felt good. The next day, still couldn't walk on my own. I still used the wheelchair. The next day, I was still on the pain meds on day 2, and that is also the day that we flew back home. Our flight was about an hour and a half, which was perfect because I think anything more than that would have been too uncomfortable. It's painful to sit for too long, and it's painful to walk at that point. I got home and I was able to, talk to my kids and just kind of just rest. You really don't feel up to doing anything on day 2. Day 3 for me fell on a Monday and I did not go to work. I was still off that day. Still having trouble standing up and sitting up straight. Just feeling discomfort there, but my pain was slowly going away. By day 3. By day 3, I also had a bowel movement. I did purchase some stool softeners because I just did not want to be in pain trying to do number 2. So that was good. By day 4, I felt a little bit better. We had a storm here, which was worked out on my part because I didn't have to go to work and try to commute to work. And I needed that extra time just to regroup. And I could tell that after like 3 hours of sitting down at the computer trying to work, it was time to take a nap and take a break. By day 4, rolling into day 5, I totally was off of the pain medication and just continued with the prescribed ibuprofen. Today is day 6, and I feel absolutely great. I am able to walk on my own. I am able to stand up straight, but I do wear a training belt, a waist belt. I've been wearing that for the last 5 days, and that helps me. It helps keeps your muscles restricted, and so if you move or if you're walking or whatever, you don't. It takes the pressure off of your incision. I did that with the tummy tuck, and that helped tremendously in terms of just getting my body congealed back together. Um, Today is the first day that I actually feel like, okay, this is good. I feel good. Um, I do notice that I can take on more hours without having to sit down. Yesterday, I went to work. I drove to work. The commute to work was a little weird because I felt like I was driving really, really slow and just being like really precautious. Um, but I'll see how it goes today during my commute to work. But other than that, like I said, I feel great. The only problem that I have now, other than sleeping, because trying to get situated in the bed and you're flopping and that's a lot, and it puts too much strain on the incision. Now I could sleep with the training belt on, but I just didn't want to have to do that. Um, there is a pain that I feel, not really a pain, just like this annoying pinch that I feel on the left hand side. There's nothing there, it's smooth. There's no bruising or scarring or bumps or anything there, but it's like something's there. I don't know if it's the sutures or if it's the clamp. So, a little bit of information about my procedure. I had what's called the Filshner or Filshie, however you say it, clips. And this is kind of just like an example of what it looks like. On both of your tubes, you have a clip on each. I have a pair, which means I have one clip on each. So I was told by Dr. Monteith that my clips had totally come off. So yes, the tube in that area is still not viable. It kind of, after the clip is applied, over time it gradually severs, I think, your tubes or restricts it, and that's what prevents pregnancy. So he told me it's very common for the clips to just come off. That most women experience that like a month after they're installed. So I didn't know that. I thought that the clips would have been there for the last 10 years. That's not the case. So he was able to locate one immediately. He said it was just laying there. It wasn't adhering to the tube at all. But the other one he think has migrated to my belly button area. And so I did not pay extra to do the laparoscopy, and I kind of wish that maybe I should have, because had I known that, maybe he would have had enough light, to be able to see where it navigated to. I really didn't ask him too much about that because I didn't really care, especially when I found out that they have been floating around doing their own thing for the last 10 years and it has not bothered me. The more and more I've researched it, women are actually experiencing side effects from having these clips. There's also a lawsuit. They're trying to get together and do a lawsuit. And I honestly am going to do more research on that to see how I can be a part of it. This reversal, again, continues to prove itself to be the best decision my husband and I have made in terms of my health and in terms of extending our family. Like I said, in my operative report from my tubal, I know that I had a pair, one on each side. Some ladies that I have met during this journey have told me that they have had 5 on each side. Some of them have odd numbers, like maybe 4 on one side and 3 on the other. And the more and more I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? That's cruel and unusual punishment, especially when one is enough. One on each tube is more than enough to prevent pregnancy. So why would you need to do 5 and 6? One lady I met said she had 7 on one side. In her x-ray, you could actually see each clip. So that means when she goes to have a reversal, where those 7 clips were has to be taken out, and then her tube has to be repaired. Thank God I was able to get 10 centimeters on both sides, which is a blessing. Um, Considering that you're born with 10 to 13 centimeters on each side. So I am forever grateful for Dr. Monteith. Not only that, I'm grateful to Dr. Barkschwan here in the Woodlands, Texas, who did my initial tubal. I'm just glad that he gave me one pair and he didn't do 5 and 6 and 7. And so to think that these ladies have those clips floating around everywhere in their body is awful. And so you just don't know these things. They don't tell you this stuff whenever you're wanting to have it done. Back in 2010, I was not given other options. Although the doctor did say he does not like doing tubals because ladies always change their minds. But he was willing to do it for me. My situation was a little bit different. I was in domestic violence in my first marriage, and I just did not want to have another child. And I wasn't at the point where I was ready to get a divorce either. So I had to make that uncomfortable decision to just stop. I can't bring children into an unhealthy relationship. And so now that that is way over, my second husband and I had this talk when we were dating, if we wanted to continue to have children or what did that look like. I did a video about us initially wanting to do the IVF, or at least I did. He just kind of went with it because that was something that I really wanted. But I am so forever grateful to him for letting me know that he wants to do it this way. And then finding Dr. Monteith has been like a godsend. But yeah, that's what I am dealing with at this time. So I don't know if that pinching feel that I feel on my left side, if that's that other clip that couldn't be located. He did tell me that he felt it under my belly button, but he wasn't sure if that was it, and it was kind of lodged in there to a point where he couldn't finagle it out. So I'm thinking that I want to follow up with my primary care doctor, maybe get an x-ray just to kind of see exactly where it is. I definitely don't want it to be in a position to be in harm's way whenever we conceive. And I definitely don't want, I just don't feel like nothing foreign should be floating around in your body. And my heart goes out to those ladies who have multiple clips that are just wherever they are. And I would definitely encourage you, if you are one of those ladies, if you get your operative report and it says that you have more than one pair, I would suggest you paying the extra fee if you're going to use Dr. Monteith to actually do the laparoscopy, so that way he can adequately see his way around to locate all of those clips, because that's got to be uncomfortable. So again, I don't know exactly if that should be something I should be concerned about. But I would imagine that while my insurance didn't cover the reversal, they definitely should be able to cover me having to maybe go again to have another procedure to actually locate the clip and remove it, I mean. So, but other than that, I am grateful that one clip is totally out. I am super grateful that I have 10 good centimeters on each side. So we have already baby danced or practiced or whatever you want to call it. I didn't feel uncomfortable. I just felt like nervous. I didn't want to like mess anything up or make my incision worse, because honestly it's been dry. I have no bleeding or nothing from the incision, and I will post pictures of what it looks like today at 6 days out. But I felt my body felt good to practice. So I was just like, okay, this could be the actual practice that we need to, you know, have a success. But even if not, I didn't feel any discomfort. And you use your imagination. You may have to try different positions that work for you or whatever. But it was not uncomfortable. Um, you you do kind of feel numb a little bit. I didn't really feel any sensations like I normally felt. But again, it is 6 days out, so I'm not giving myself adequate enough time to actually get back to normal. So, you know, we're going to continue to practice, obviously, but I know it'll get, you know, better and better the closer it is or the further it is from the surgery. So I'll be sure to continue to post videos, keep you all updated, keep you all encouraged. For those of you who are not on the other side yet, if you're on the fence, if you're thinking about it, if you're not sure, I highly recommend Dr. Monteith. It is worth the travel and it's not expensive at all. And the level of care that you're going to receive is unparalleled. So until next time, you guys stay safe. I will talk to you later. Bye.